What about your own artworks, the Nanimals?
No, the Nanimals.
Tell us about the Nanimals.
The Nanimals came about. I was looking to do something different with my stage production for my gigs, and I've always had a little bit of an imaginary place that I go to when I'm writing and everything. And I kind of invented these Nanimals, which are like cross between animals, like black cat and evil bunny rabbit, and kind of strange owls. And what else is there in there? I've got Monocle Manitoba, which is a polar bear holding a black cat who has an eyeball which is in the shape of a keyhole, which is his monocle. But it wasn't something I really thought about. It just were drawings that I started to do, and then it's been great because it's been a way that I can bring in the artistic thing that's in my blood through into a visual part of everything that I've been doing to present the music onto stage, and visually as hard copies in albums and T-shirts and all that stuff.
Mm. And you've got your own exhibition coming up.
I do. I'm really scared.
Really?
Oh, yeah, actually. Oh, no, I'm not scared. I'm a bit anxious about it because of like my family, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff around that. And, you know, I've always been very conscious about never using my family name to get ahead. I've always been I haven't really talked a lot about any of that, and pride myself on the fact that I've worked really, really hard to get where I am because of that hard work. But look, there's no denying that there is a bit of that Blackman drawing blood there, because it does kind of come so naturally, and I did spend a lot of time with my father drawing when I was little, and with my mum. But they'll all be there as well, so it's kind of like, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, because he did a lot of the Alice in Wonderland
Yes.
images, and I guess your Nanimals sort of have an influence for that. Don't
Yeah, I mean, he used to tell me stories when I was little. Like, he used to make up these animals. Like, he had a story called the head pig, and the head pig had his kind of forest of creatures that he'd just make it up. You know, and every night the story would be different. So it's, I suppose, a part of the imagination that was exposed to me and encouraged, and has sort of come out in this way, unintentionally, and sort of later on in my career, I guess, for it to be not that much later on, just like the start and awesomeness of my career. But I hope to be able to explore more of that and bring in the sort of visual, textual and art context into the musical thing that I do.
In terms of art itself, compared to music as, I guess, a business, a revenue stream, it's very difficult for artists.
Yeah.
Is that a way to compensate for what doesn't come through the music business, or is it just two separate things for you?
Oh, it's definitely... Well, you know what? It's actually one and the same thing. Realistically, if I wanted to go out and be a painter, because of the weight of the name, it would be easier for me to get opportunities. But, music is where I've always been and where I've always been really passionate with and lived with. So the visual, and it's a charity auction that we're doing as well, and anything visual that I brought into the Bertie Blackman business thing has been purely to keep the visual standard of the product going, and being an extension of me, rather than going, well, I need to make ends meet somewhere, so I better scrap up some pictures and make some extra money, which is totally against the ethos in that I work. So it's for me it's about combining all those components because I can, and then creating an interesting kind of visual and creative and textural and oral little world that people can come into from different angles and explore that maybe they wouldn't have been able to do had they just been just on the internet looking for cool new music.
Mm.
You know?
Well, that's the big difference between art and music, isn't it? You can't download a painting.
No.
I mean, you can photocopy it, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, and it's much harder to find and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of bringing all of that forward a little bit, and it's great to be able to do that.
Mm.
But yeah, it's been an interesting evening, that auction.
And, you know, talking about different revenue models with this new downloading service that we were talking about before, about to launch, which becomes advertiser supported. So all the people who thought that, you know, they were, or, you know, getting music for free because they didn't know that they were stealing it, it supplies an alternative to people stealing music by an advertiser paying for their download. Is that the sort of model that you would support in the music industry?
Well, I think that there should be all kinds of things we should try. I haven't heard about it, so I look forward to it coming into being. I think it would be weird if there was only one place you could just buy music from, and then heaps of other places you could just download illegally from. I think it's a really good idea to have a place where there is a sponsorship section, so the people that run the site can afford to pay the artists a fee for the downloading of their songs, but at the same time for the customers to not pay. So hopefully they're obviously expecting a lot of people to go and hit on the website, so it'd be a good thing. You should go and sponsor it. Nike, yeah.
What about yourself? How do you go about getting new music?
I always buy it.
As a CD or a download?
Lately as downloads, because it's always kind of in the flick of a moment. I'm like, I really need that record, and I've got my phone, and I quickly download it onto that. And but if I'm going past a CD shop, it's like death. Going in there, I'll just go and spend all my money on CDs, which is why I don't often go in there. But yeah, I am a bit old-fashioned in that. And if I really like the artist, then I definitely go and buy the CD. And anything in between, people usually burn CDs for me, and I listen to them once in the car, and if I really like it, then I'll go and buy it, and if I don't, it gets all scratched and ruined and, you know, lost in the ether of my car.
I guess the download model is good for an artist such as yourself too, because it gives you a global platform to distribute your music.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's important.
So, you know, where do you stand with Bertie Blackman and the world as your oyster?
Well, it is, and I hope to be able to tiptoe along the edge of that oyster, and then hopefully jump into the middle and have a great time. So, yeah, I'm not looking to sort of settle here for everything that we've been working on. I'm nurturing what we're doing here, and then I'm actually going to the UK at the end of the week to start on a campaign over there, and then further adventures through the world. So I'm very excited.
For a short trip to the UK,
yeah,
no doubt.
4.5 days.
4.5 days, and then you're back in Australia, and
doing festivals, and then got the exhibition, and then the summer festivals
and the EG Awards.
Yeah,
another nomination.
Yeah, and the Air Awards got a nomination there.
And the Arias.
So
at least
in a week.
If for nothing else, you're going to have a very nice mantelpiece in a couple
Yeah,
of months.
hopefully.
Yeah.
That's a trophy. I never won sports trophies, so hopefully I get a music trophy. I'll be like, yeah.
We'll have to get the photo of you with your EG award.
Yeah,
there.
Just going, yes.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm going to win one?
Well, we certainly hope so.
I'm kidding. Hoping for an inside tip.
Yep, that's the Bertie Blackman story. Good to have you in here at Undercover.
Cheers.